all right there. Having terrible problems with me audio. I just wanted to get this video out. So if it's a little bit carpet tunnel arm voice, I apologise, but I'll get it sorted in time. New laptop. Oh, last one died, got a new one. They rang me up, said, oh, you got less memory than you paid for. Then they rang me up and said, we're giving you the wrong one. Then we swapped it. And then I left them. Then I said to them, oh, I need another monitor as well. Oh, I edit video. Oh, I'm one of those. I need an external monitor, HDMI, as if I knew what that meant. Any chance for a discount for the way you fucked me about? And they just went, sorry, not possible. Oh, but then I wrote the review for them. Oh, I went into great detail about how they mismanaged the entire thing from start to finish and ended on, I will never use them again and I advise you not to too. Oh, then they contacted me and said, exactly what monitor were you looking for? Boom, a winner. Anyway, so getting to grips with the kind of giving it away now that it's a shitty cheap little $200 laptop, but I'm having trouble getting to grips with the new hardware. It's a complicated. If you could see the yeah, it's a little laptop. Anyway, let's proceed. I wanted to make a video about hate speech. Now, I know it's been flogged, but recently I've done manspreading and pronouns, preferred pronouns, so there's nothing wrong with going over old rope. But someone left a comment in my pronouns video, well, 3 comments. They let me know in 3 parts. I like it when they're divided like that. Someone else done it, got proper ratty with me and just kept another comment. I kind of like that. I like the idea of someone getting pissed off and getting on with their life and just trying to have a cup of coffee going, oh no, and running back to the computer. Actually, I also want to add this. The person commenting on my preferred pronouns video was like, oh, you're really angry about this. I mean, come on, does it matter? And what these people miss, which most of my viewers take for granted, is this is thin end of the wedge stuff. I don't really give a shit about a few preferred pronouns, 10 transgender people in the whole world demanding I call them Z. It's not an issue. It's part of a larger ideology. It's part of a belief system, a way of thinking, which paves the way for a general stupidity. Piles of starving bodies and signs up on the wall saying, do not eat your dying children. Do not bite the dying leg of the old woman scratching along the ground next to you after she saw an ant and she thought she could eat it. Speaking of eating ants, well, I told you that story anyway, but I keep pointing out geckos to my missus, and that's probably a bit like in England, pointing out a fly to an English person. Like, yeah, that's a fly. I've seen a few before. Regardless of all that, hate speech. You know what? I mean, considering, again, I will admit I pondered it somewhat beforehand. I was thinking about it, and I ended up watching, because my friend was watching it, it was something like America's Got Talent paedophile version. You know, it was all the kids and some shocking things. Oh, you're so beautiful. Let me come on the stage. It's like, this is a bit icky, mate, to be honest with you. But I was watching it, and I was struck by the sterility of the whole scene. I was struck by the lack of humanity, the saccharine, sweet grossness of it all. And I realised that that's what you get when you remove very real, very human and very necessary traits such as hatred. I mean, hatred is essential to us. You know, William Blake said conflict is at the heart of a true relationship. You know, when groups of lads are together, they will take the piss out of each other. And, you know, taking the piss, joking, you still get your point made. It's just in a context where we've all agreed we're not going to take it to heart. If we've agreed we're joking, we can say truths. We can conceal truths in a way where, look, this is all right, this is acceptable. And if you're in a group of lads, or if you're in any group and no one's taking the piss out of anyone, it's because you're not friends. Because that's what friends do. And it's a way, ironically, of saying we're friends. You turn up to my house in your brand new jacket that you think the world of, and I sort of go, oh, Simply Red's turned up. If that affects you negatively, If you don't like that, we're not friends. Because that made me laugh, and me laughing should make you laugh. If you like your jacket, great. Simply jacket. But let me take the piss. Let me put out the continual olive branch of comedy and friendship that happen together in one. Theodore Adorno, oh, careful, Theodore Adorno of the Frankfurt School made a very interesting point about politeness and tact. You know, both those words, they leave a certain grotty taste in your mouth. I mean, there was a kind of grotty taste there beforehand. But Theodore Adorno says words to this effect. You can locate the precise historical hour of the arrival of tact and politeness. The moment you get privileged groups. The moment when there seems to be an inequality, there will be tact. There will be a delicate stepping round, walking on eggshells, a politeness. And tact and politeness are sort of vessels that struggle to convey truth. Because the agenda of politeness, the reason you will be tactful, is to avoid the truth. The very reason it exists, it allows you to speak in a way where the elephant in the room, where what's blatantly apparent, in Adorno's example, the different privileging of groups, it doesn't get addressed. Hatred is essential. And hatred is not opposed to love. The love-hate binary is a myth. Love and hate are part of the same game, and I don't mean in a binary opposition. Because if you hate someone, you have got insane feelings for them. You know, in my long and dark past, when girls have hated me, I know I've still got a chance. Because they're investing in me. They're thinking about me. They're angry. I am creating an issue for them. I am causing emotions within them. The opposite of love is not hatred, it's indifference. The opposite of love is not hatred. The opposite of love is when one of my ex-girlfriends recently, when I sent her some photos of us, you know when your iPhone occasionally just throws these mad montages at you and tears your heart out, unwanted, hungover Sunday, trying to just send a text and suddenly it's, hang on, what's this fucking music? And then it's like this sort of montage of all the great times you had with a girl who now barely speaks to you. So I thought I'd send it to her. Oh, I thought I'd try and provoke a similar response in her. And she wrote back, she went, that's a bit inappropriate. Ouch! And I wrote back and went, why? I went, I tried to pass the blame. I slipped the buck on. I went, hang on, iPhone, like it's a person. iPhone, give it to me. I just thought I'd give it to you. And she went, yeah, but I've moved on. I'm not interested. That's indifference. There's no love there. If she'd have written back saying, don't send me these fucking photos or rung me up. How dare you? I don't want to see these photos. You come around here. Oh, there's still emotion. There's still the ability to affect. You're still working. You're still communicating in the arena where love exists. No, hatred is far more profound. And like I said, of course it is. It's in the same boat as love. It's essential. And watching that fucking America's Got Paedophiles, or whatever it's called, Americans Got Youngsters, apart from the fact that I watch them and I'm looking at some of them are like 5 and they're there, and you've got Simon Cowell and a few others. What's her name? Alicia Dixon. Do you remember when she started rapping? She was in some band. It was these beautiful girls, and then she suddenly come on. What was it? Some come at me wicked and some call me fresh. It's like, whoa, you're toasting, Alicia. Absolute beautiful, angelic woman. Some call me wicked and some call me fresh. It's like, just drop it out. Stop. Cease. And they're all there and they're going, darling, let me tell you now, you are special. And then someone else, and I'm thinking it started. And then Cowell, fucking belt up to his neck, he said, I think you're the next, what's her name? Taylor Swift. And I'm looking at this 4-year-old little half chat, sort of Chinese English, and I thought, your life's fucked. It started, they're telling you you're special already. Oh, you're special. You're different. You stand out. You will be phenomenal. And she's going to get that in her ear throughout those incredibly relevant growth years, through the latency period between like 5 and teenage years. And then her teenage years, if she's lucky in that world, oh, she'll be touring the world. Oh, she'll be getting up at 5 a.m, jumping on a coach with some of the most nasty, disgusting, covert and overt sex pests you can imagine. And she'll just be gigging. And her childhood and her teenage years will be robbed from her. And like most of them, she'll end up smacked up in the back of someone's car with cock in mouth and penis in ear. Or something hideous. You've seen this happen. I don't see those child stars and think you're going to have a great time. I think I look at them, I think you've just sacrificed everything. You've just thrown it all away. Anyway, regardless of that overdetermined emotion I had watching most of those kids diving into the abyss of success and fame and celebrity. Ooh, the hollow vacuum that is. My other point was that is your world without hatred. That is the world of endless encouragement, of, oh, you're special. You know, it's a polite, tactful, you know, even when they're fucking them off, it's not reality. It's not what people are thinking. It's not your shit. It's not, this is art. You know, it's just, it's vile, it's sterile. It lacks any self-awareness. It lacks an ability to grow. There's no contradiction. There's no conflict. There's no aggro. There's nothing that needs resolving. It's just lovely. It's just a wonderful world where flowers grow and never die. Oh. And butterflies don't come from little green maggots. They're just everywhere. And again, much in the same way that your preferred pronouns is paving the way for a sinister and dark ideology that has left a wake of millions of starving bodies and rivers of blood in its wake. To try and take hatred out of the human condition, the human situation, is a very dangerous thing to do. To live in that artificial world of no contradiction, of no development, of no challenge. It's an ugly, ugly thing. And we're there. We're already there. Hate speech is laughable. I think it exists. I think, yes, of course it does. You can say hateful things. Yes. So, you know, any superficial any superficial psychological analysis of the situation of hatred, you can say the same for love, because love speech can have similar effects. Ever told someone you love them and they like, I don't even like you? Oh. You know, you're threatening the world's ability to love when you banish hatred. The recipe has changed. Your tomato and basil soup is now without basil. And that's a faulty soup. Hate speech should be promoted. It should be encouraged. Say what you fucking think. Especially when you care about it. Especially when it's hateful. Get it out. Because this is the other thing. Banning it. Oh. Making laws against it. Oh. Creating a morality against it. Doesn't get rid of it. It just stops it coming out. And what happens to humans when they don't get hatred out? You know, this is basic psychoanalysis. If you can't get hatred out, if you can't get that kind of mad anger out, you turn it in, because it doesn't stop. It doesn't just put the brakes on. I fucking hate that. No, it doesn't just go, oh, hang on. Whoa. No. That engine, that vehicle is still flying with extreme velocity. And when you're not allowed to express it, when you're not allowed to share it, when you're not allowed to get it out there and have people interact with it and somehow resolve it, you turn it inwards. And hatred inwards leads to depression. Why wouldn't it? It's basic. Look at it, work it out, think about it. And while we're on thinking about it, let's think of what French psychoanalyst Jacques Lacan said. Language represents thought as thought represents itself. There's no middleman there. Our speech, our words, our linguistic expression represents thought as thought represents itself. Hate speech is hateful thoughts. And to ban them, oh, we're at thought crimes. It's essentially saying, in some places, this has already happened. Bill C-16 for a start. England, the old bill, were all over it. That's police to Americans. It's illegal to have hateful thoughts if you dare let them out. And again, much like traditional gender roles, the family, religion, community, these operative structures that have functioned in such a way as to give us wonderful, beautiful, successful communities, societies and civilizations for hundreds of years, these pieces are being removed. These building blocks, this foundation of what gives us this amazing life we've got, this incredible amount of leisure time, access to food, water, shelter. You don't even need to work to get those things. Look at that. You've only got to go back a few hundred years. If you told someone they didn't even have to work to get a roof over their head, electricity, food and water, they'd be gobsmacked. They'd think it was some kind of insane utopia. And that level of surplus, that level of a society that's producing and consuming enough to create that kind of surplus to help people, it doesn't come from nowhere. And this is what really fucks me off about these cunts, about the feminists, about the social justice law, all these people that want to attack these structures just to get at their own fucking useless life, and just because they fail to take responsibility for their own failures and their own struggles. They think struggles are something that you don't have. Life is a fucking struggle. And these people will attack these things because they're symbolic of things they hate: their parents, their family, the authority, the matriarch, the patriarch. And they attack them and they want to remove them. Oh, they know better. Oh, these 19-year-old students who've done 6 months reading John Berger's Ways of Fucking Seeing, they're going to tell us how useless. It's just a social construct. Even if it is, even when it is, something being a social construct doesn't make it wrong. Most of the time, it makes it fucking necessary. And slowly they'll take these things away. Gender roles, family, hatred. Think about it in your life. Think about over the next week or so. Make a point of acknowledging your hatred when it comes, how often it comes, how it functions, what it does for you, and imagine that. Oh no, shh, can't do it. Not allowed. Don't hate. Hatred is essentially human. It's as human as love, and it's as necessary as love.
Thanks for watching.
Oh, all right there. So if you enjoyed my video, if you enjoy my videos, if you enjoy my channel, please absolutely seriously consider chucking $1 a month in the Patreon down below, or one off in PayPal. I'm fucking skint. I'm fucking starving.